Hello, today we'd like to cover some ground extraction from a reality mesh. We can also do it from a point cloud. There's some things that I've done before this recording. Some of them are docking my dialog boxes down here. So I have my point cloud, I have my reference files, I have my scalable terrain models, and my reality meshes. You can obtain them by pulling down the attach tools and open them this way, but I already have them open. Another thing that I've done is created level names in here. So I have some level names for my seed points where I'm going to put them and some break lines that I'll be drawing. First, I'd like to start by attaching my reality mesh. Now we can come up here and choose it there, but I'm going to go through my dialog box and choose the attach button. We want to make sure that we say attach and apply geographic coordinate system since this file does already have that coordinate system. I browse out to the mesh. Now I'm using a 3SM, which is our proprietary format for scalable meshes. I choose OK, and we see this pops up right away. Now this is a full 3D mesh. If you need to fit it, you can double click your wheel and it will fit in your view. We can also spin this around. It is fully 3D. We see the trees and everything here. Now today we're going to pull out this ground extraction. So I'm going to go over to the extract option here, and we're going to come to this button as we see up here, and that says ground extraction. Now when I choose this, I want to set my mode to automatic. It's going to create seed points for me, and I'm going to check on my seed box and tell them to go to the level called seed points that I already made. Now it wants to know the largest infrastructure size. So if we hover over this, we see that it says smallest side of largest man-made object. So I'm going to choose this. Now the smallest side is over here. You don't have to be exact. It's a rough idea that we want to make sure that it's not larger than that. So we see there we're at 95 feet. The next asks me to identify the mesh, and I'm just going to left click on this and accept it. And we see that it starts processing for us right there. Okay, so now we see after that process, I see some green dots around here. These are my seed points. Now, what we want to do is look for any seed points that are uh, not in a good location. For example, if they were up in a tree, that would be a bad thing. Or if they're underneath the surface that we have here. So I'm going to rotate this, and I do see that I have two over here. There was part of the mesh that for some reason joined down there. So these are not good points for me. So I'm going to right click and choose my element selection. And I'm going to use a crossing window to go across those 2 points. We can erase them, and I hit delete. Now I also see here, I have a little spike here. I can snap on that and spin that around. I do see that once again, that's another mistake. So I'm going to want to remove that. This is outside our scene, so it's really not a concern. I do want to focus on areas within my site model. Um, we see there's not many of them. The key point is that we want to make sure that they're covering within our ground area and that we don't have any below our surface or above the surface. So after cleaning some of that, I'm going to go through the next step. This is where I'm going to choose this button again for the ground extraction, but instead of automatic, I'm going to pick points. And we see that right here, it opens up for level, and I can pick my level name. Now we're using seed point here. Now my output is going to be a terrain. That's what I'm looking to get. Now we can also do a classified point cloud. If we just check that on, I'm going to check that and say our maximum triangle lead edge is 3 feet. And the reason why I'm checking this on, I'm going to pause the recording of the video, so it will take much longer to create the point cloud also. We just left click and accept, and it starts. It's going to ask us for a file name, so I'm going to create the tin file, and I'm also going to create my scalable terrain model and say save that. And I'm going to make my point cloud file, which is our proprietary format, which is the POD. This process now will take a couple minutes. I will pause this video and return within a few seconds for you. Okay, now that that's done, it took about 15 minutes, I would say, to do this. We do see all our triangles here are filled in. Now we have several things going on here. We do have a point cloud, we have a scalable terrain model, and we have a reality mesh. So to clean this up, I'm going to come in and let's turn off my reality model. So I'm going to turn off the display of that. Now we also see here are the point clouds. So I'm going to come in here and we're going to select this and turn this off in view 1 for us. And now we're left with the terrain. Now there may be some areas I see here where the building was, that's flat, and we have some area over here. It's very possible that this might be a ditch that it didn't grab completely in the ground extraction. Those are the cases where we'd like to draw a break line. I can also look at this scalable terrain model and turn on the contours. So we see there are my contours, and I can turn off triangles. So we're left with just contours. It's a little hard to see what's going on there. I could turn the triangles off, but turn my reality mesh back on. And this way we can see how my contours look there.